Hey guys, Daps here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I want to walk you through how you can set up settings for WP Optimize. WP Optimize have been one plugin that have been rated #1 for you to optimize your WordPress database files, images, and database tables as it were. So I thought I should just share a video around it, showing you exactly how to optimize all the settings and how to get the best out of the plugin. Note that the plugin has a free version and a premium version, but I will be limiting my tutorials today on the free version. Maybe later I might do more with the pro version. By the way, if you are on my YouTube channel for the very first time, you're welcome. I'm Dabs. I try to upload videos every now and then around WordPress, teaching you the things that work, the things that don't work, giving you asks, showing you the free things, and helping you master WordPress even though you're a non-techie. That's what I do. So if you're in that space, if you're into WordPress, you should be hanging out here more. If you have not installed WP Optimize, all you have to do is go to the WordPress plugin repository and search for the plugin WP Optimize, install and activate. And once you've done that, you can just scroll down through your WordPress dashboard. Beneath here somewhere you see a place for WP Optimize, and if you overrun the buttons, you see quite a few things you can do. You would be able to access your database, images, cache, minify, and settings. Let's start with database. Scheduled cleaning is disabled, and no keeping recent data. It shows that I have not done anything with this plugin. I just got it installed. But if you scroll down, you realize that you can start your optimization, and you'd see that there are things that you can optimize. So once you've got stuff you can optimize, you see that you have the ability to run the optimization. So now I have one post revision in my database that has been there. Perhaps I tried to make a post at some point and I didn't finish it, and the revision of those posts, and I can delete it to keep my database light. The idea is that you do away with so many unused things in your database so that you can have a very light database. The lighter your database, the more likelihood that your WordPress would load faster, and definitely with good user experience. So what I can do right now is to optimize all of these tables one after the other. There are some of these tables that you would see that the plugin would give an asterisk like this. It shows that these kind of plugins are very sensitive and you need to be wary of optimizing them, because you can break your website if you don't have a backup. And you can see the warning here. It says items marked with this action icon perform more intensive database operation in very rare cases. If your database server happen to crash or forcibly power down at the same time as the optimization operation was running, data might be corrupted. You wish to have a backup before optimizing. So you should back up your database, your website generally before you do things like that. So in case anything happens on the server, you don't get to have a broken website. So you have to be careful of all the tables that have this asterisk. Very, very, very important. So what you should do for you to optimize is for you to run all of these optimization. For me, what I like to do is that I like to come from here where I don't have this asterisk. I would highlight all of them one after the other. Okay, I can remove this. For any of the tables that needs to be optimized, I would highlight all of them and then I'll run selected optimization. And if I do that, I will have all of these tables optimized. Then I come down here and then I manually do this one after the other myself. I don't like to bulk run all of these things. I love to do them one after the other. That way I know when there's any error and I know which of them run the error. That's for me personally. I don't really think everybody go through that. You can select all of them and run the tables if there are optimizations for them. So we can see that most of these tables here do not need any form of optimization in that sense. So that's it. That's exactly how to optimize your database. It's very important for you to know. And you can still come down here to check your tables. So once you come down here, you see tables that are active and tables that are inactive. you see tables that you can easily remove. So for example, right now you'll see that this table, there's an action for you to remove it. It shows that this table is no longer active, it's just there. One thing about our WordPress website is that for every now and then we try to use plugins, and we most times when we delete those plugins, their tables still remain in our database and there's nothing we can do about it. Maybe you use a feature in a plugin and you stopped at some point, the table for the future you use will still be there. So you can see I have all these tables here and they are not doing anything. So the plugin here is telling me I can remove them. So I can click this, but you'd see that you get a warning. So basically I can just keep going uh, back and forth, deleting those tables that are okay. So you can see I've got another one here. So for this, I can see that the index size is a 0 byte, but the disk space is taking a 16 kilobyte. So I can choose to remove this if I really do want to remove it, but I think the plugin is still live. I've got WP forms available. You can see WP forms that up here is still installed in my WordPress website. So I think I want to leave it. I don't want to mess with plugins that are active. I just want to possibly delete tables of plugins that are really doing active, or some plugin that I know that I'm not really using so very much often. And so that's it. You can scroll to your tables and you can still come down to settings, and basically what you can do from your settings for your optimization here is for you to schedule cleanup of your database and your tables. That's very important. I don't see the reason why you shouldn't schedule this, because you really need to have your optimization done from time to time. And that means again that I would also advise that you definitely have also your backup done, and most likely your backup done before your optimization. So it means that for example, in case you are using maybe Updraft to take a backup, Updraft is still the same product from the same company with WP Optimize. So it's a good thing if you are using both plugins. I think I have a tutorial on how to take a backup with Updraft. You should see a link in the description below on your screen right now. You'd have to take a backup, and you can schedule your weekly backup on Updraft for your database and your WordPress files generally. And you can do it in a way that after a backup is taken from Updraft, then another backup can be taken. Then you can run a scan on your tables for you to optimize them. That way, you know that if anything happens, you have a backup, a clean backup, just prior before the optimization here is carried out. You can leave this option stable for you to keep data for at least for 2 weeks before this get deleted, so that you can retrieve them back in case you run into any form of error. That's good. And this is where you get to schedule your cleanup, and you can enable this for your website. A weekly backup is highly recommended. I would advise that you optimize your tables. I will also advise that you optimize your post revisions, and this is when you make a blog post and you revisit the blog post to maybe update and basically update your WordPress blog posts. And the more the revision you do, database will keep auto updating those revisions and it will save them in your database. So you need to from time to time delete this if you know you make good blog posts. But again, if you know you don't do blog posts, you can just really untick this, and then auto draft saved as well on your post. When you are making posts, from time to time WordPress will keep auto saving your draft. That's very important for you to always mark as well, in case you're even having a blog. Definitely you would need to have this ticked. Remove trash posts. Definitely, again, if you trash any post from your WordPress, maybe when you are making a post you delete it, you still have them saved in your database tables despite deleting them, so that you can retrieve them in case you need them. It will make a database heavy over time, so you need from time to time to also optimize your trash post. remove spam and trashed comment. When people comment on your post from time to time, you know that you will keep saving trashed posts and all of that. So that's very important for you to also mark. Remove unapproved comments. Yeah, those comments in your database that you know that you have not approved look like spam. You need to also optimize those ones. Very important. Remove expire and transient option. I won't advise that you schedule this one might break your website like we said earlier. You should do this one manually by yourself. So basically I think that's my recommendations, and once you do this you can hit the save button for you to optimize your tables. And that's basically more about it for your database. So let's go to your images. So the good thing about this aspect here is that you can automatically compress newly added images. Well, I don't use this plugin to do that. I definitely always love to optimize my images before I even upload them into WordPress in the first place. So if you come down here, you can set your compression options. You can see the quality that you want to keep for your images to maximize your compression. This is set to the middle like 50%, so you can increase it if you want best quality, or if you are not really concerned about the quality of the images, you can just switch it low. And you can just leave it somewhere in the middle where it is, depending on what you want and how you want your images to appear. You can try that out and see how that works for you. Let's see what we've got here on the advanced option. This option would be recommended for you if you definitely have hit the auto compress image. This is what you would do here. You realize that you can back up original images, and that would be advisable if you're very wary about the kind of image you use. And you can see that you can now automatically delete the original image after certain amount of days, just in case WP Optimize get to optimize one of your images and the quality came out bad and you didn't really like that and you want to restore it back to default. So you can set the amount of days here that you want this plugin to keep the original image that you have. You may want to reduce this to like 10 days or 7 days, depending on how often you use images and how much those images mean to you. So once I'm done, I'll have to hit the save button, and that's it. Okay, so that's it for images, and every other thing here under images are used in the premium version. Unused image and sizes, you can see this is a premium feature. Lazy load definitely also is a premium feature, and you don't get to have this feature done in the free version. But these options here are options that are quite very important for your images, especially if you want to keep your website fast and you want to have good user experience. Especially lazy load, trust me, you want to have a plugin that will get this done for you, and you should consider WP Optimize perhaps a paid version if you want to get all of these things done. Again, I think there are still some free plugins that get that done for you. But for me, I get all of these things done with one central plugin that does all the magic for me, and that's WP Rocket. I'm my number one fan for optimizing my website, and I think I've got WP Rocket even installed in this website already, optimizing it for me. So coming back to your cache files, you need this option for you to have a fast loading website, for you to optimize your website. But again, there's a warning here that says that WP Rocket is already catching my page, so I've got WP Rocket installed on this side, so there is no need for me to do that here. WP Rocket just kind of have a more robust feature than WP Optimize, and is highly preferred than me. Other people might argue this with me, for people who prefer to use WP Optimize. Well, that's good, but for me, I think I'm more comfortable with using WP Rocket to manage my optimization for my website altogether. And you can definitely see a tutorial around WP Rocket that I did on the screen right now. You can click there or check the description below for you to see a link if you want to check out WP Rocket and how WP Rocket can help you increase your website speed and give you high GT metric score and PHP score. Regardless of the hosting you are using, WP Rocket will help you a great deal, and you can check that tutorial out. You see the magic I did with that plugin, basically. So after enabling this, then you can come to your cache settings. You can separate your files from your mobile. This would only be needed if you use a theme that has a separate outlook for mobile devices, or yeah, in that sense. But apart from that, there is no need for you to separate your files from your mobile device. And again, another thing you may want to enable here is to save cache pages to login users, which I don't recommend in that sense. If you do that, it means that right now I'm at the back end of my website. I'll be seeing, if I visit the website logged in, I'll be seeing my cached version of the page. So if I make changes to my website there at my back end, it will not reflect. I'll still be seeing my cache page, except of course I purge the cache or I just clear my cache, is when I see the real settings. This definitely will be good if you have very limited resources with your hosting account. The only time you want to see what is really happening live is when you clear your cache. And in case you do all of those, you may want to set your cache lifespan here. How many hours do you want your cache lifespan to stay? Again, that's dependent on what you do with your website and how often you work on your website. If it's a static website that you don't make changes to from time to time, hours might even be too small. You might just even have to switch it to days, and just maybe you can do maybe a day or 2 or 3 or 10, depending on how much. And if you know that you have a more static website you don't really make changes to, you can make it open for a month and just have it cached. But if you have a blog that you post content every now and then, every day you post new content, you post new pictures, you post new stuff, you just want to catch this for some few hours, maybe 24 hours before you update, before you lose the old cache and another cache will be installed again. So depending, I think you can find your way around this. I just need to explain that to you so that you know exactly what you can do with that. So once you're done, you hit your save changes, and that's it for page cache. You can come to your preload. Okay, for preload, after you've cached your file, you may want to instruct this plugin on what and what to show. It makes it very easy when you have a sitemap already installed on your website. Then definitely this plugin knows exactly what to present, your posts, your pages that you may want to preload to increase your user experience and the speed of your website. So if you have not made some preload settings, you can hit the run button here and that would be done. You can set your preload definitely to be the same as your cache lifespan, or you can maybe set it as daily, weekly, depending on how you set up your preload and the things you basically do your website and you want to show to people per time. So let's come to the next settings, which is advanced, and this is you trying to exclude some page from caching, and it's very important. For some reasons, not every page on our website we want to catch. Like for this website right now, I would not want to catch every of my page. That's one page that I want people to do specific things there. They would need to go there and maybe run some tests, do some things, check some updates. So I don't want those pages to catch. If you want to do that here, just put the slash page of the you can just put the subdirectory, the sub URL of the page here, and also you can want to do the wildcard option of using the asterisk. Okay, for your cookies as well, you may want to prevent some of them from caching, and you have to list them down here. And also for your browser agent, you want to exclude some, then definitely you can do that, and then it's the save button. I don't get to do all of those things. You don't get to use every settings or feature you get to see in a plugin. It's your choice basically. So coming down to Minify, JavaScript and all of that, very very important. This is something you may need to activate for your website. You have to enable Minify, enable JavaScript compression and optimization, These are very key, and it's so cool to know that you can still get this done with WP Optimize and even at the free version. For example, let me click this. But again, I need to let you know that sometimes enable minifier may affect your website positively or negatively depending. It's an advanced feature, and I think there's a notice like that here as well. For some theme had already come minified, so depending, so you have to test out your theme to see that this is improving your page speed score and your load time score. If it is not, then you want to come back here and deactivate it, so you have to keep that at the back of your mind. So I think I'll switch this back off right now. So that's it with minifying, and you can finally come down to settings, and under general settings you may want to enable admin bar. That's here, but it's not something we should do, and that definitely will still increase your query calls for your WordPress website, and it may reduce the speed. For all of these things here as well, I will try as much as possible to remove as many as possible as I can, so that I don't have those query calls. And it's also good to know that you can enable disable trackbacks, comments, and from here, and that will also help you optimize your website. For trackbacks, most times we all know that it's mostly spam. Very few times have I gotten trackbacks that are really genuine trackbacks. So the choice is yours if you want to enable or disable that. And also for your comments, you can set a login setting, and that's for you to add a destination for your login in case when you log in into your WordPress, you want to go directly to your pages, your posts. You can set that here. And finally, there is a wipe settings. You may just want to wipe off all the settings you have made for your WP Optimize to restore it back to default. So once you do that, you can come and hit this button here, and it will wipe away all of the settings that you have done. And I think that's it. What you have for the free version is quite robust, and I think that's the reason why WP Optimize is the market leader for WordPress optimization right now, because I think you get quite a decent amount of features with the free version. And if you want something more advanced, you definitely need to upgrade to the premium version. But we are sticking with the free things in this video, and I've showed you exactly how you can make good use of the plugin at the free level. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you have any issues, you can let me know in the comment section below. And if you have not subscribed yet to this YouTube channel, what exactly are you waiting for? I would love to hang out with you. Let's grow this YouTube channel together. I'll be excited to have you join me. For now, I remain Dabs, and this is it for this video. I hope to see you in my next video. Have a wonderful time. Keep safe. Bye for now.